being here to learn a little bit more about our music department and the opportunities we offer our students that love to play music, regardless of major, and the opportunities for them. So I'm going to just jump right in on my little PowerPoint. And if I don't cover something, take a little bit of a note, and then we can circle around and get those questions answered. Someone believe just joined. Oh, that's Lisa. Okay, cool. So let me go ahead and get that going. And so first of all, again, my name is Tony Rivera, and my email is on the screen currently, arivera@scu.edu. So if you have a question that comes to mind after this short little presentation and you forget to ask or get caught up, you can always email me and I'll be happy to answer those questions. So just our brief mission statement about the SCU Music is that our curriculum is designed to provide students of diverse backgrounds with the skills necessary to comprehend, perform, and appreciate music's role in human history and its power to enhance the lives of all people. We have a very inclusive department welcoming all students of musical backgrounds and finding a way to help them expand their musical growth, of course, through performance as well as our music academic programs. Our most important link on the website is the music department link. That can lead you to everything that I talk about on this little presentation, and hopefully answer some questions as well. Other important links are private instruction, the types of ensembles we offer, and then of course our music academic programs. What I'm going to focus on now is our performing ensembles. Our vocal ensembles are the chamber singers and the university chorale. We have two ensembles for jazz, that's the combos for smaller groups, and then the jazz ensemble, which is our big band. We have the Symphony Orchestra for our wind and string players. And for those that just want to play in a strictly wind ensemble, we have our band, known as the Wind Ensemble, and our chamber winds, which is small groups or chamber music for wind instruments. We also have a new music ensemble for those who like to play contemporary works by a lot more living composers rather than some of the traditional repertoire. We have a world music ensemble, so that's for students who maybe play banjo or an instrument from a different culture. We have a mixed ensemble where they come together and present music. For those who like to program computers and do digital music, we have our laptop orchestra called SCLOrk, and that is a very cool group to be a part of. We also have an opera and music theater workshop for those who love to sing musical theater pieces. We have a wonderful faculty that does some great tech and musical workshopping for musical theater. And for those who like the athletic events on campus, we do have the Bronco Pep Band that plays at basketball games, soccer games, various events on campus. And they're kind of our musical ambassadors to add a nice, pleasant, sporty atmosphere to our different events on campus. So the first group are our vocal music, and that's chamber singers and university chorale. Our chamber singers are by audition, and our university chorale is open to all students with no audition required. Our director is Professor Scott Hanna-Weir, and I provide his email down there. So if your student is interested in vocal ensembles, please write down his email and contact him directly, and he can help you. Just one thing, all our performing ensembles are for credit. And if you perform in an ensemble for 2 quarters throughout your year, most of our students do every quarter, but if you did just 2 quarters, you would meet your arts requirement for the arts and humanities for graduation. Our jazz performance groups, again, are the jazz combos and the ensemble. They're open to all students. there is an informal audition. So if you don't play well, you're still going to be placed in one of these ensembles or in one of these combos. Everyone's going to be in a particular group. We're not going to turn anyone away. So that's why we call them placement auditions. Those happen in the fall, and Professor Carl Schultz is our jazz activities director. His email is listed on the screen here, and he can ask or answer any other further questions related to our jazz program. Next up, we have a group of ensembles that I direct. The first one is the Symphony Orchestra. That's again open to all students on campus, regardless of major. There is a placement audition, so I get to learn how the students play, and I can put them on the appropriate part, whether it's violin 1, violin 2, clarinet 1, clarinet 2, whatever the case may be. And again, my email is down here at the bottom. It's arivera@scu.edu. This is open for percussion, winds and brass, and string instruments. And then our wind ensemble and chamber winds is open to all the wind and percussion players. It's open to all students, again, regardless of major. There's a small placement audition in the fall, and I direct this ensemble as well. Our ensembles are getting back to pre-COVID size. We took a hit, as every performing ensemble did during COVID. The orchestra is roughly around 45 to 50 players, wind ensemble the same. Our concert choir at one point prior to COVID was around 70 vocal musicians, and our chamber singers is usually around 25, 30 select musicians for that vocal ensemble. The next couple of ensembles, the New Music, the Laptop Orchestra, and the World Music and Opera Theater, they do not operate through the entire year. They operate one quarter out of the year. Our New Music Ensemble is headed by Dr. Teresa McCullough. It's open to all students, no audition, no basic level. Even if you have just a year of playing or a year of studying music, she'll find a place for you within that ensemble. Our laptop orchestra is for those that are into computer programming and working with different software to make music with computers. That again only meets one quarter in the year. I don't recall which one it is this year. But that's headed by Dr. Bruno Rubiaro. His email is here on the screen if your student is interested in that particular ensemble. I'm going to skip ahead to our World Music and Opera Theater workshop. And we have the faculty listed here. These ensembles are open to all. There's no audition, no placement audition. They're open to anyone who has some musical experience that wants to participate in these performing ensembles. And then the last one that I'm going to share with you is our pep band. This is a non-credit. This particular ensemble is run through our athletics program. It's not an academic program. The largest this group's been prior to the pandemic was around 40 students. Currently, we're at 22. And I direct the pep band for the athletics program. This is open to any student on campus. And again, this is a non-enrolled class. This is all volunteer student ensemble. So those are our performing ensembles that we offer at Santa Clara. In addition to the performing ensembles, we do have academic courses in music. We offer a wide variety in ethnomusicology, which is like the music and hip hop. We have had music and the environment. We've had music of Motown. We've had, what are some of the other cool ones that we've had? Music in the church. So usually it's how music plays some kind of role in our social and our global community. And those are run by our academic faculty. In addition to ethnomusicology, we do have a music theory and a musicianship program. And the musicianship program is the aural studies, so training the ear. And then, of course, music theory is all on paper and some computer software. But if students have interested in those two developments within their musical career or their involvement, we have those courses for them. Anyone who is a music major, a music minor, or is enrolled in one of our ensembles that I mentioned before, uh, is entitled to free private instruction by one of our faculty. And that private instruction, if your student is an oboe player, they can get a free oboe lessons for a half hour a week. If they're a saxophone player, they can get saxophone lessons, et cetera, et cetera. So you get the idea. But those are offered to all students enrolled in an ensemble. And then if your student does want to become a music major or a music minor, they can enroll into one of those programs. Most of our music majors are double majors. We have some that are engineering and music, psychology and music, math and music. And then a lot of our minors are music is one of two minors. So they're very involved. The minor takes 2 years to complete. If you took all the courses in order back to back, or a lot of our students spread the 2-year program over the 4 that they're on campus. And then of course the music major is a strict 4-year program of under lower class and upper level courses, excuse me, upper level and lower level courses. I'll eventually get it right. So we have a lot of opportunities for your student that are involved in music. The most important thing to know is that they do get credit for any ensemble that they are participating in, except for pep band. They get credit for their academic music courses. A lot of these courses do count towards their writing requirements for their degrees, and the ensembles count towards their arts requirements within their degrees. So that's a very good plus that we have that implemented in the program. The best way, and I'll have an open questions here in a moment, but if any question does arise, here is my email that you can certainly email me at your convenience, and I'll get back to you as soon as possible. So I'm going to stop the screen share. And I know I threw a lot of information at you, but if you have any questions, Lori, you said 2 questions were submitted beforehand. One was the vocal ensembles.
Mm-hmm.
So again, those are the chamber singers, which is auditioned. It's the advanced choir. They also do some touring in the area and perform off campus. And then we have a non-auditioned choir, which is the concert choir. When are auditions? That's great. A good question. Most of our ensembles have auditions the Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday of the first week of school. So that will be September 18th, 19th, and 20th. And if you email that particular ensemble director, they can give you the specific times and dates that they've arranged for those ensembles. For choir, again, that's Scott Hannah Weir is his name for choir. And I'm blanking on his email. Okay, here it is. Let me copy and paste. And Scott Hannah Weir's email is there. What was the other question, Lori, about band, I think?
Yeah, a student who is not a music major but was involved in band during high school, and how can they continue their involvement?
Right. So again, all our ensembles are open to non-music majors. They're open to the entire community. If that person wants to participate in band, or pep band. Their options are the wind ensemble, which is the formal concert band, and then the pep band, which is the athletic band. Pretty much all our pep band students are in the wind ensemble as well. So the best way is to reach out to that professor, that's me, for the bands and the orchestras, and I'm going to put my email there. Cool. And then we have another great question. What is the time commitment for music ensembles? So the bands and orchestras and jazz groups usually meet from 7:30 to 10 p.m. One night per week. For choirs, the chamber singers meet from 3:30 to 6:15 on Mondays and Wednesdays. For concert choir, they meet from, I think it's like 5 to 6:15 Mondays and Wednesdays. When you go to our SCU Music Department website and you go to the ensembles page, that information is available there, as well as our courses and that gives the time when you look through the course catalog. I would like to open up just to some general questions if you have any, for those that have joined us and that did not submit questions ahead of time. Ooh, opportunities for vocalists with jazz bands. So our jazz combos, currently in the spring quarter, we had 5 separate jazz combos. If I remember correctly, 3 or 4 of them had their own designated singer. So that person, if they want to sing with the jazz combo, would need to contact Carl Schultz, our jazz studies director. And let me go ahead and get his email. You would think I would have all my colleagues' emails memorized by now, but I do not. So Carl's email is here. And they have a similar process. They come in and they sing for Professor Schultz. He listens to all the instrumentalists, and then he does this magic, what are those cubes called? I forget what they're, but he puts the correct students in these great ensembles, and they're able to sing and perform for the jazz combos. So we have another question. For jazz combo, do you need to start in the fall, or you can start any quarter? Most of our students start in the fall and continue through, but occasionally we do get some that do not participate in the fall, and then we get them in the winter or the spring. It just depends on how the student is feeling. They can join in the winter or the spring, but we find that most of our music students join right in the fall, and they continue through the year. And those are a lot of our non-majors as well. So yes, to answer your question, they can join in the winter or the spring, but most of them join in the fall. How often does the pep band perform? The pep band's commitments, and we just had a meeting with my pep band students an hour and 20 minutes ago because we're finalizing the schedule right now. So pep band commitments are currently on Thursdays and Saturdays. Not every Thursday and Saturday, but mostly in the fall and winter quarter. Thursdays are in the early part of the fall are scheduled for rehearsals from 7 to 9. So pep band rehearses Thursdays, 7 to 9 p.m. And then our Saturday performances, I noticed on the schedule, they can be at 1 p.m., they can be at 7 p.m., depending if it's soccer or if it's basketball. It varies, but the primary commitments are Thursdays and Saturdays for pep band. You said that everyone is guaranteed to play some combo. Is that true if someone is starting in winter or spring, or would someone have to drop out from a fall combo to make a space? So Professor Schultz, if there's a combo that started in the fall and they're doing great, he would keep them together. If there's a new person that comes in that would be a good mix to that group, he will add. But usually he takes uh, everyone who's registered for that particular quarter and organizes them into a combo and makes sure that they have a spot and a place to fit. He's very good at that. I don't know how he's a good jigsaw puzzle person, but the combos, he just is very good at fitting them into making sure that everyone has a place to perform. And you can reach out to Professor Schultz as well and ask him more specific questions. Since he's the mastermind of all that. I have an easier job with the bands and orchestras because everyone's in it. I just have to figure out what part is best for each student, but he actually has to put all these people together in different combos. So cool. Let's see, any more questions? And if I'm unclear on something, which crazy professors like myself tend to be sometimes, just let me know. So the most scattered brain people on earth as a professor, I'm telling you. So yeah,
And those were some really great questions. So thank you so
very
much.
good.
And I would say if some of you don't have any questions, that's really the end of the presentation, and we'll both stick around for any lasting questions, but you're more than welcome to the webinar is come to an end. So you're more than welcome to exit and have maybe some lunchtime or a break before your next meetings.
Great. Thank you so much, everyone.
Thank you.